Welcome to the Top Shelf Grumbling Podcast with Dan the Don Walls. This episode is brought to you by our sponsors: Lawn Hub for all your lawn care needs, Price Cutter, the best meat in town, Russell Motors, go see Austin, he's got what you need, Butcher Block Restaurant, voted Best Biscuit and Best Breakfast 2025. Available wherever you get your podcasts, coming to you from the Wilder Fitness Studio. Presenting a Where You Media production, this is Top Shelf Grumbling. All right, guys, we're back here with another episode of Top Shelf Grumbling. We're going to get into, first, our episode is sponsored by Drew Chapman of Patty Turk Properties. You can give him a call at 317-1331 for any of your real estate needs. We appreciate Drew. He's been a sponsor of this this podcast for a long time. A state fan, actually, yeah. He just knows good talent when he sees it, and he can't help it. Isn't that right? Anyway, yes. Speaking of seeing good talent, what a great segue into that.
Yeah,
man,
what a great night. Dynamite segue. Pete has been hot on the trail. We just got that four-star receiver, Alvin Mosley, committed, I think it was a couple of days ago. Out of Texas.
That was a big get. He was highly coveted along with the other folks, Mitchell Turner. The second coming of the law firm, Ben Jarvis
Green. Ben Jarvis? No, not Ben Jarvis Green Ellis. Ben Jarvis Green. Ben Jarvis Shoemaker.
Ben Jarvis Shoemaker. Anyway, and then the other one was Antonio Berry as well too, which was a big pickup. We did lose out on Caden Moss to Ohio State, which there was some crazy stuff. I don't.
A lot of stuff going on behind the scenes.
I don't because there's so many instances where. Ole Miss kids, or kids go to Ole Miss. I don't want to hear, some people just make a decision. And then you can say what you want to, but those people are just conspiracy theorists or whatever. He wanted to go to Ohio State, and you know what? It's 2026.
What I've been hearing, that this is as far from a done deal.
The hay ain't in the barn yet is basically what he's trying to say.
You can say the same thing about the other kids that we just got.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? To be honest with you, I like recruiting, and I used to really, really like recruiting, but now I kind of wait until the folks run out of the tunnel.
Well, I kind of think it's gonna the way they're gonna do it now, and kind of make the transfer portal less prevalent. What do you want to say? Less wild west. They're only gonna have like a 4 or 5 day window.
Yeah.
There's no spring window anymore at all for the portal.
The problem with the portal is that you were going on the whims of an 18-year-old who was also being told by somebody's uncle.
You might be second string next year, too.
And here, let's go get this money. You're really not that. Some of these folks are in the background talking about these folks and say, hey, let's go get as much money as possible because we see that they're not going to be as good of a talent as they, maybe once were or something. You can just tell when folks, like this whole Tennessee thing with Chaz Coleman, and that was just never going to work out.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
We dodged a bullet. LSU dodged the bullet. Lots of people dodged that bullet. You just, you could see it writing on the wall, flashing money pictures and all that stuff. It just.
Well, it's one thing, going back to the portal windows, it was always crazy to me they had one after spring practice.
Yeah.
Okay, well, the kid finds out he may be second string. Well, I'm leaving. I should be starting.
Yeah.
And then nobody picks him up.
And then nobody develops. That's
right.
There's a reason why you're not starting because a coach, if they're honest with you, which I think that's a thing that our staff is going to do a good job is being honest. Hey, you're either going to play special teams. This is going to be your role. Or we're going to develop you.
That's what Pete Golden said. One of the first things he said, like, look, just be honest. We're not perfect. Oxford's not perfect. We just got to be. Don't be. There's no reason not to be honest with them.
Yeah. Just a aside real quick. I know we're going to talk about some recruiting here, but I want to touch on the Trinidad rebuttal to what Lane said the other day. That was, I think, very telling of what it's like to be here. A lot of folks don't like to talk about it, but everybody who's saying that there's an issue with Oxford and Mississippi and all these things, we haven't gotten past those things, don't live here. They're from somewhere else and have a different viewpoint of something like that. So I was proud of Trinidad.
Absolutely, standing up and saying you're
hey,
an idiot.
Well, it's not
he
even.
He called him a liar, basically. Like I've never seen.
Yeah, I've never seen it. He's like, I've been here, this long and have never, never experienced it, never seen it. His parents are, like I said, very religious, and they were like, of course, we want to be in Oxford as well too. So Anyway, moving on. Recruiting trail,
Moving on.
big pickups. We still got some holes to fill as well too. But man, shoring up the defensive line and the offensive line and grabbing
And I hate to say
an
this.
offensive player too. Grabbing an offensive player, that shows me that there's some faith, in what's coming down the pipe.
Receivers, receivers are a dime a dozen. Of course, you got to have them. You want good receivers, but you see, we're stocking up on the line, offensive line, defensive line, defensive secondary. Those are the ones that are hard to find, especially in high school. Yeah. And look, you've got to have a good mixture of high school, portal. It's looking to me like this staff wants like a 70-30, 60-40 high school, where the previous staff was vice versa.
Well,
at least
you think about it now, it's really obvious now. The reason why the portal was used so heavily beforehand was that there was no real development or program building. It was let me show my high flying offense. This is all a dress rehearsal for something else. We should have seen that coming. But if you're
laziness may have had to play a part of it too.
But it's also like I said, not going to see people. Marcel Reed had a great interview the other day and saying he never came and saw me. And that's the reason why.
And that was the deciding point, really, in his recruitment.
Yeah. But like I said, that may be a side off story, but we really didn't have.
Wasn't that the same one that Yancey got in trouble with?
I'm not sure.
About he said he put some quotes in the story and it wasn't his, and
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't remember who it was.
used a stringer. They're like, I didn't say anything to anybody. I'm pretty sure that was the kid
Reed.
Was Marcel Reed. Yeah,
he's the reason why I went to A&M. Right?
What if he'd have called him out?
Anyway.
That reporter, Yancey Porter, up with Ole Miss,
made me go to A&M.
But I'm not really losing any sleep over Marcel Reed. But it's how many players did that happen with while our previous coach was here?
Yeah, exactly. But moving on.
He wasn't the only one.
Moving on for sure. But you have to reflect sometimes on some of these things when it becomes apparent what was happening.
These guys we've talked about: Antonio Berry, the 4-star offensive tackle; Ben Jarvis Shoemaker, the 4-star D lineman from Ackerman; Mitchell Turner, the 4-star D lineman from Louisville; Alvin Mosley, the wide receiver from Texas. Every single one of these could have just about gone anywhere they wanted to.
And Ben Jarvis tried to. He had an interesting 48 hours. Yeah.
Committed to Ole Miss. I'm shutting it down. And then 12 hours later, I'm going to Colorado.
Be different. And he
be different. Then he apology letter. I should have done this.
I'm 40. I don't know if you know how old I am. I'm doxing myself here. I'm 40 years old. I don't have time for all that. I don't have time for all that. It's ridiculous. But anyway, glad to have him in the boat. We'll see. We'll see if they all make it there.
And look,
to September.
I've been saying this since Pete started putting this class together of former Ole Miss Rebels, Mississippians, people that know the program, proven recruiters from other big time programs.
Yeah.
Pete himself, like this staff is the best recruiting staff Ole Miss has ever had, bar none.
Yep.
Now, I don't know how good they're going to be on the field. I think they're going to be pretty good on the field, coaches, too. But, my gosh, every blue chip that puts out a top 5 or a top 10 list just about has Ole Miss on it one way or the other.
Yep. You're seeing a lot of that.
Yep. This like I said, this staff's going to it's going to keep people busy that write about it. Speaking of that, David Johnson, Ole Miss 365.
Yeah, absolutely.
Head on over there for all the.
If you like the recruiting stories and you want to hear about all these things over and over and over again, unlike me sometimes.
Yes, they're.
You can read all about it. And
we got some more. We got some more big time recruits, but they're supposed to announce, I think, this weekend sometime, July the 1st. I think I saw or something. Maybe tomorrow. So head over to Ole Miss 365 for the most in-depth recruiting coverage you're going to find out there, bar none.
Oh yeah, great message boards as well too. You can talk about the recruiting in there as well. Absolutely. Well, you got anything else for our recruiting segment for this evening? I think we've covered the
No,
stuff we got going on right this moment.
Well, like I said, we got some more coming down the pike here.
Yeah.
And look, this is the slow, what they call the slow dog days of summer. You know, we're gonna. I don't know when we'll start our football regiment schedule. During football season, I'm gonna have a live show on Thursdays. A late night recap show. Either on, it's probably gonna be Saturday night, possibly Sunday, and I'm also gonna do a gambling show, pregame show,
Saturday
like
morning.
on Saturday mornings. Yes.
Grab your coffee.
Grab your coffee. And maybe I'll still be up for the night before. I don't know, but
We'll see how it goes.
but anyway, we got a few little filler episodes we're gonna do, and we're gonna do we're gonna pick each 16, all 16 teams.
A review of the SEC, basically.
Review of the SEC season. We're gonna pick all 16 teams, not all 16 in one episode. We're gonna
break it down.
Randomly pick 4 teams each episode, and tonight this is the most randomest 4 teams you could ever imagine. And all these teams we pick are unknowns, like new coaches, new quarterbacks.
Which seems like every year it's like that for every team now.
Coaches on the hot seat. We'll start off with Auburn. New coach, Alex Golish. New everything. They got the Brown kid from Brian Brown, whatever his name is. He was at South Florida.
Bynum, I think is his name.
Something like
Bynum
that.
Brown.
Insert generic name here. Anyway.
Insert long throwing motion.
Yeah, you look terrible in the spring game, supposedly, but anyway.
They'll have a good defense.
Good defense. They kept DJ Durkin on.
Yeah, they'll have a good defense and a lot of talent. There'll be a lot of SEC
There's
bodies.
a lot of people that are it's popular. I've heard Michael Borky say, "Oh, they're piling on like Auburn's going to be terrible. It's a terrible hire." Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think it's the jury's still out. He may be a good hire. He had one good year at South Florida and one bad year. So I mean, we'll see. Like I said, good defense. I'm going 6-6 though. I just think it's going to be tough. They got a pretty tough schedule. I'm giving them 6-6 for the first season.
I think 6-6 would be right up their alley. I mean, 5-7's not out of the question.
No, it's absolutely not.
Or worse, but everybody's it seems like everybody's schedule's daunting these days. Like every single SEC schedule.
But they're going to have a defense, so they're going to be in like every game.
Yeah, they'll definitely be in every game. Yeah, Auburn's going to be an unknown, new coach, new quarterback, new system. Maybe they'll finally get a quarterback that. I mean, Hugh Freeze just absolutely put that place in the toilet.
He really didn't, other than he couldn't get a quarterback.
Yeah, but that's that's talent evaluation. Like that's a part of it. Is saying, hey, is this person?
Never understood. He had all the money he wanted last year to go get a quarterback, and he went and got Jackson Arnold.
Yeah.
To be like your savior and give him like $2 million. Anyway, moving on. 8-4. Oh, excuse me.
Wasted money.
Missouri here. Moving on to Missouri, that's the other team. Look, Eli Drinkwitz is a good coach. He gets a lot of guff and stuff for being a goober, but
yeah,
he consistently built a winner from the ground up, basically at Missouri. I mean,
he's got some high flying offenses and kind
of evenly. He's got some pretty good decent defenses too.
Athletic defense is what it is, and they gave up a lot of points last year as well too. And seemed like
they got a lot of unknowns this year. Got a good running back.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, Ahmad Hardy.
Yep. Got a pretty tough. I got a really tough schedule actually.
Like I said,
but I'm giving them 8-4.
8-4 for Missouri.
8-4.
Well, and we know 2 players that are going to be playing for Mizzou would be
Austin
Simmons and
do we know that for sure though? Is he going to be the starting quarterback?
Yeah, they've already named him starting quarterback, and that was months and months ago. For sure. And then the Honey Badger or whatever, what do we call him?
Yeah, Caden Lee.
Caden Lee. He was Honey something.
Honeydew.
He went to go join his
kind
buddy.
of a transition year for Missouri, kind of a rebuilding year, really. I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
But 8-4. I mean, they could go high. This is one of those teams they could go 10-2. I wouldn't be surprised if they went 6-6 either. I mean,
yeah, I think 8-4 is a good call for them.
Moving along here to Bama, another unknown. I mean, who's their quarterback?
The jury's still out on Kalen DeBoer as well too. I mean,
look, if DeBoer this is a do or die for him. He will either make the playoffs.
He'll get run out of town.
He'll be moving back up north.
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
It's just, to me, it's one of the, like, it's not a fit. Kind of like the Brian Kelly thing. I remember whenever they first hired DeBoer, the first thing he did was Saban had like an old school looking office.
Yeah.
Like Bear Bryant could have been in the 70s. DeBoer made his, it looked like Walmart.
Yeah,
like, it was just like, what are you doing here? Bright and just.
You know what's so funny is, like, now that you think about Nick Saban and what his role has been after leaving college football, and you look at Kalen DeBoer and that hire, I almost think now maybe that Nick Saban had a hand in DeBoer getting hired because
make him look better.
He made it so, because
he had a hand.
Here's the worst thing for Nick Saban. A coach comes in and immediately is just immediately successful.
This is good.
It's just Alabama. It's just the process and and it's just Alabama instead of Nick Saban. So Nick Saban, Kalen DeBoer comes in and he goes, "Oh, I think you should hire this guy right here." While all the while he's like,
This guy's
gonna fall.
He's not
gonna
be terrible.
He's not gonna be terrible. He's gonna be a great football coach, but he's not gonna be a good fit. And I think Kalen DeBoer is yet to fit in Alabama. I really think that's kind of a.
I don't know if he ever will.
I don't think he ever will either. But
their recruiting is like
what a funny aside there for Nick Saban. What he's just.
I wouldn't put anything past that weasel.
Nicky Satan.
I mean, look at their recruiting. They're like 14th out of 16th in the SEC, and they're saying, "Well, we're taking a small class this year."
Yeah, a small class.
But their small class is like 4 3-stars.
They've got 0 of the top 10 players in Alabama right now. I think they got 0. It's something crazy like that.
How's it even possible?
I don't know. Some Auburn, Alabama. X content came across my feed.
Then a LSU fan or Bama fan or whoever, a so-called blue blood, will call you an idiot for saying NIL changed college football.
No,
we're the idiots for pointing out the obvious. I mean, Indiana just won a national championship. I've said this a million times. Vanderbilt, who we'll talk about here in a second, just flipped a 5-star quarterback from Georgia. If I told you that 2 years ago, nobody would have believed it.
Well,
or Indiana won it all, you wouldn't believe that either.
No, or you'd been like, there's some highfalutin cheating going on for sure. If Vandy's obviously had to pay somebody under the table, but
something's
they didn't
going
have
on.
to. They just paid them over the table now. Anyway, great segue into Vandy.
Great segue into Vandy. Look, and all these teams we picked, this happened to be tonight, are all like transitioning weird, like.
Oh, I think we didn't call it Bama. You said 9-3.
Oh yeah, Bama. Yeah, not 9-3 for Bama.
Yeah.
Which they got a tough. That's also one of them that could go either way. It could go north of 9-3, or it could go
south in a hurry.
DeBoer loses a game or two early, and then
they could Brian Kelly him 5 games in. If it's bad enough.
You think so?
If he's 2-3 with some bad losses,
and get the hell out of him a good time or two, maybe.
Yeah, it might be bad, but yeah, they got a bunch of question marks. But so does Vandy. They got a 5-star quarterback, like you said. They flipped from Georgia. I can't remember the kid's name, but he's huge. He's a giant human being.
Big year for Clark Lee. Life after Diego Pavia.
Yeah.
Had a really good year last year. Maybe should have won one more game. Probably really should have been in the playoff. They got a kind of not an easy schedule, but I think a fairly decent, easy schedule you're going to get. I got them going 7-5, 8-4. So I'm sticking with 7-5.
Yeah,
but
I like 7-5 too.
That's pretty. I think that's going to be about what they're going to go either way.
I don't know.
High end, low end.
With the new quarterback, even though 5 stars freshman, even if he is a starter. I mean, I don't even know if they've named him as a starter
I
yet.
think, but I don't think they have.
But that's tough. So the 7-5, I think, is aspirational for me.
You think it's a little high?
I think it's a little high for them. I think they may fall back down to earth a little bit next year.
5-7.
I'm 5-7 on them. 5-7.
Well,
there goes 4 of our teams out of our SEC. I guess it wouldn't be a preview, but a review, or I guess it is a preview of the season.
It's football season.
An overview, an overview of them. It's about football season. We don't really have anything. Some guy came in the other day and to the store, and he said, "Man, is there anything on the TV?" And I said, "Well, and all you World Cup fans, I apologize for this." And I said, "You can watch, World Cup soccer." And he said, "Man, if I want to watch somebody try to score for 3 hours, I'd take my buddy to the bar." And I thought that was hilarious.
I have watched less than. There was one night here a couple of weeks. The last time I had anything to drink, we watched something over here, and there was nothing else on. Well, I watched like a 20 minutes maybe. I can't remember who it was playing now. I just can't get in. I tried to get in on the soccer.
Apparently Mexico's up 2-0 right now is all I know. Mexico.
Who are they playing?
I don't know. I do not know.
Me neither.
Do not know. Well, you got anything else for the pod tonight? You gonna wrap it up?
Head over to Almost 365. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel as well.
Absolutely.
Like and subscribe our channel. Call us idiots. Y'all finna start seeing a lot more of us. Hopefully, a lot more of you are gonna start seeing a lot more of us.
Please subscribe. Like if you're watching the video and you've made it this far, for sure, thumbs up. We appreciate our title sponsor, Drew Chapman, Patty Turk Properties, 317-1331 for any of your real estate needs. And Ole Miss 365, thanks a lot, David Johnson. We appreciate you writing some great stories over there and putting out some great content. Y'all check out all the YouTube pages. Anywhere you get your podcasts, you can check this out as well, too. Y'all have a good night. Hotty Toddy. See y'all later.
Hotty Toddy.
Hotty Toddy.